Death Link.
Yeah. Tim McLaren just asked on Twitter whether or not. Oh wait, this guy really likes to talk a lot. I guess so do we.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's both of our jobs to talk a lot.
So Tim McLaren just asked on Twitter whether or not this was a Swag Dog shirt that I'm wearing. It is. It's a Blue Mana shirt from swagdog.com. No, I started and I got distracted. So not yet. I haven't found it on the computer yet.
Welcome to round 3. You have 15 minutes and you may begin. Good luck.
For those of you wondering why we didn't go to another match after that last round ended, it's because the round literally ended right after the match that we were featuring ended. Now we will definitely, if a round ends, or I'm sorry, if the match that we're covering ends with significant amount of time left, we'll definitely try to go to another match.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's word that Alain Trazi is playing a mono blue deck with Grand Architect. So I don't know how he's doing at the moment. Can't wait to find out and hope he's doing well enough to see it under the camera. So
die roll business here. If you're just joining us, this is Big Head Joe with Star City Games Live, bringing you live coverage of the Washington, D.C. Standard Open Series. I'm here with Joey Pasco. We're watching the third round matchup between John Medina playing a blue-red deck, and we have Shawn Becker playing what looks to be a blue-black Tezzeret list.
Yeah. It looks...
I'm sorry, it's Grixis Tezzeret.
Yeah, it's Grixis Tezzeret, exactly. It looks like it's, I want to say it's Chapin's list. Yeah, he's got
Chapin's list.
2 Contagion class, 1 Contagion engine. Those are different from Chapin's list.
1 Lava Ball trap in the sideboard.
Interesting.
Notably.
So, John looks to be taking a mulligan. Taking a trip to Paris a couple weeks late.
That was good. I like that. It's never too late to go to Paris.
Yeah, I guess. So Shawn looks like he's good with his 7, and I see, definitely see, well, I saw Mountain before I was able to, before he
Medina
pocketed his hand. Okay, there's Creeping Tar Pit.
Goes to 5.
Oh no, Medina under the lights going to 5.
Come on, Johnny boy.
Yeah, we want to see some good magic out of Medina.
Yeah, man. Unlike trading, if it's not working out for him here, he can't just pick up his cards and go find another table to sit down at.
For the first $10 draft of the day. Also, we are now taking signers for all our side events, including standard, extended,
and he keeps this one. He leads with an island and passes the turn.
And also, we'll be taking registration.
Shawn plays a Creeping Tar Pit.
The two-headed giant tournament starting at 2 p.m. If you're interested in any of these side events, please come out to the side event stage.
Okay. Medina plays Tectonic Edge. He's sitting here, and then pass the turn apparently. Becker plays a Mountain and plays an Ever-Flowing Chalice on 1. Mother Lovin' Cup, as Michael J. Flores would say. Medina's playing draw go here right now. Shawn Becker plays a land, a Tectonic Edge. almost drops his entire hand, plays a Tumble Magnet, which resolves. John drops another mountain and passes the turn. I think I see a Mana Leak in his hand, so he's got some counter magic. I think that might be a Jace, but he's only on 1 blue, so I think that might be his major issue right now, is he needs to get the second blue source.
Meanwhile, Shawn looks to be setting up with artifacts. Medina is playing a blue-red control list. And Shawn is playing something very close to what Patrick Chapin played in Paris with Grixis Tezzeret list. So,
wait, what?
Oh, okay. Shawn activated his Tectonic Edge. I'm sorry, what the... Why is it just tapped? Doesn't it... I think he tried to Tectonic Edge John's Tectonic Edge, and John tried to there he goes, okay. John tried to Tech Edge his Creeping Carpet, Shawn's Creeping Carpet, in response, but Shawn only had 3 lands in play. Like, he did it, he sacrificed his Scalding Tarn, right? So he only had 3 lands in play, and in response activated his own Tectonic Edge to take out John's Tectonic Edge.
Right.
John tried to respond, but,
that point,
Shawn told him, no, I only had 3 lands in play because I sacked the Scalding Tarn. So there's John's got his 2 blue, 2 islands, 2 mountains. He's Tech Edge proof right now.
Galvanic Blast, Pyroclasm, it's a Contagion Clasp. And there comes the Clasp with no legal targets for the -1/-1 counter.
Alright, so Medina goes for his turn, draws.
I thought he drew. I guess I've been watching too much Legacy coverage in the last couple of days. I thought he just drew a Brainstorm. I was like, wait a minute, John.
Hopefully not. No, I think it was a Mana Leak. Okay, so it looks like I see Baby Jace there. Is that Jace Bellerin?
Yeah. He's got Bellerin, Mana Leak, and some other hidden cards. He's got a Creeping Tarp hit, but he doesn't have mana to activate it.
There's a Worm Coil Engine. And there's a Mana Leak for it.
John, was he the token?
I respect the Mana Leak on him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know you respect the Mana Leak.
I want to see John do well, especially after Malto 5.
Yeah.
Give the man a Mana Leak.
Regardless of any sort of biases we might have.
Yeah.
It's always nice to see someone coming back from a big maul like that.
Yeah. And then a reasonable blowout with the Tectonic Edge. So there's Jace Bellerin gonna try to unmulligan Medina a little bit. Did he? Okay, I was gonna say he didn't use Jace, but okay, he says me draw. Draws a card. He did play a Scalding Tarn this turn. Passes a turn. So
at this point, with the Jace being the mulligan to 5, unlike his usual game plan, John has to settle for breaking even.
At the moment, I mean, eventually that Jace could gain him some, get some value for him, but
wonder
So
how many
Shawn,
bad trading puns we're going to come up with during this match.
yeah, I don't know. So Shawn is essentially trying to dig for Tezzeret, but okay, so he takes out uses a Galvanic Blast to take out Jace Bellerin. Shawn has several artifacts on board, but they're not really doing very much because he doesn't have anything really to do with them. Like, he can't activate his Creeping Tar Pit at the moment. He does proliferate. That's that's something to do. So the Chalice is getting some extra counters on it, and there is a Sphere of the Suns. Tumble Magnet also now has several counters on it.
My blue-white deck. Actually, it's every artifact I run in my blue-white deck on
Shaw's
side of the board.
I was going to say, how does that look like your blue-white deck? It has mountains. You're just talking about the non-lands.
I just mean the artifacts in play.
Yeah. But yeah, so Shawn is pretty much digging for Tezzeret at the moment. And I think John hopefully knows this and is able to, basically keep Tezzeret off the board. Yeah.
I wonder if he put a
So
Tezzeret
he fate seals. He says, I'm not going to let you Galvanic Blast my Jace to death. Looks to me like Shawn just drew another Sphere of the Suns. Now this is what I was talking about earlier, where it's like he needs really a threat. I mean, he can have a Tumble Magnet with infinite counters and generate infinite mana, but if he doesn't draw a threat,
Wait, let's have the Tar Pit.
He now has. Where's the black mana for Tar Pit? Oh, Sphere of the Sun. Sorry, there it is. I was like, it's under the name or under the round marker. So okay, so he has something of a threat now. I don't know if that was at Jace or at John, but I believe it. Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. Okay, there. So it must have been at Jace, and there's the Galvanic Blast, which John was trying to avoid. But Jace did put something on the bottom and absorb some damage for John, at least. John's still at a healthy 20. Shawn's still at a healthy 18, but John really hasn't hasn't done a whole lot either. Well, it kind of feels like either player.
I was going to say Shawn has been playing a bunch of spells, but he hasn't really done a lot either.
Yeah, I mean he tried with the Worm Coil engine, got mana leaked. If John can keep Tezzeret off the board, and then somehow deal with that Tar Pit, he's in really good shape. Well, he's in good shape for defense anyway.
Right.
So John drops himself to 19 with the Scalding Tarn. Gets a Mountain. He has 6 mana there, so he could, he could go Inferno Titan right here.
Does he have it?
Although right now, does Inferno Titan, is it even that great when he's got?
I think
Tumble
we're going to find out.
There's Inferno Titan. He says, "I'm going to Lightning Bolt you." 6 mana Lightning Bolt, and make you waste or use up that Tumble Magnet.
Well, you're not really going to use it up if he's just sitting there behind the clasp all day. Jonathan Richmond just sent us on SCG Live on Twitter. He said, Jeff Darren to the main stage, please. No, he actually said, how good would Sphinx of Dwar Isle be for John right now? I'm not sure if he runs it.
No, I don't think he runs it. I don't think many people run Sphinx of Dwar Isle right now. I haven't seen that in a while.
I was definitely running Sphinx of Dwar Isle.
What, recently?
Yeah. So I was playing Blue-White Control before I decided I hated the mirror match and wanted to bring Serve in it. But I was definitely running Sphinx of Dwar Isle, all kinds of weird stuff. I like to play weird cards, so.
Yeah.
Oh, what did he just draw? Did he just draw another Inferno Titan? Now, see, that could be a problem for a Tumble Magnet.
The second Titan suddenly is more of an issue.
Now, does he go for it here? I mean, could he face down counters now?
No, because what mana does he have? He has no colored mana available to counter anything. You know what I mean?
He has an island in a...
Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh, I didn't even see that. It looked like he was tapped out. I don't know what I was seeing. Okay. But Shawn...
Once again, players in $10 draft number 1 to the side events area, please.
But,
can't you just tap the people on the shoulder who have to go to the side events area and just be like, hey, you guys...
Probably not in a room full of 800 people or so. No, the Tezzeret list runs so few counters.
Over 9,000.
and mostly it just runs Stoic Rebuttal. So even though he has Island Mountain right there, he doesn't actually have enough for a Stoic Rebuttal.
True. And what I was going to say was that Spell Pierce doesn't hit it.
Right, exactly.
If it wasn't like an Inferno Titan.
Right, but anyway, so it looks like Shawn tapped down the Inferno Titan. John goes for a Baby Jace, and looks like he drew a card. Medina is running Destructive Force, by the way. Someone just asked. I think there's only one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Where's it?
Oh wow.
One
yeah,
Destructive
he
Force.
Sure is. A full 7 Jaces. There's that main deck crush.
Yeah, there you go. Main deck crush. Man, it's too bad he didn't have that before his. Actually, he would have just tapped the
Titan
Titan in response. Yeah, but.
Becker is looking for some business, and he draws a Stoic Rebuttal, which doesn't really count as business.
Right, and he's in trouble from that Titan at the moment. I mean, he basically has to chump block it with the Creeping Tar Pit if he doesn't want to take damage from it, from what I can tell. What does he have in hand? I believe he has a Contagion Clasp, a Stoic Rebuttal. I can't remember what else. Is Pyroclasm?
There's a Pyroclasm in there.
John and Tank looking very serious. So he goes with the Contagion Clasp. Says I can proliferate a bunch. It gives the Titan a -1, so that, he can shrink the Titan.
Yeah, he can shrink it quite a bit.
Over several turns. He does have a lot of mana over there and 2 ways to proliferate.
Love to see Clasps finally getting some love.
The fact that he can proliferate and then make the Chalice have 4 counters on it to proliferate a second time is pretty nuts. So he looks like he's activating the Tar Pit and swinging probably at Jace. And he goes Lightning Bolt your Tar Pit. So there's a way to get rid of Shawn's only current threat. Chalice goes, I'll put out a Sphere of the Suns.
Yeah, but it looks like it's just a matter of time before that Titan starts beating him in the face.
Yeah, well, he's got ways to shrink it, like we were saying.
Well,
so that Titan isn't as scary when it's right now it's a 5/5, and next turn it can be a 3/3.
Well, he can pump it. It can be as much of it
that's
as an 8
true.
this turn, I think, because he's got 3 red sources, I think.
Yeah.
So it could be as high as an 8/5.
Yeah, good point. And doing the extra 3.
So he can actually hit him for 11 this turn.
Yeah.
If he decides
to. So he swings, he does the 3 at Shawn, which makes sense. There's not really any other targets that John would want to hit. So Shawn goes to 12, and did John... Okay, I guess they're going post-combat now, so John he declined to pump it, so...
Right. Well, maybe he wants him to sink a bunch of mana into trying to kill the Titan. Who knows?
Right. So, John takes Shawn down to 7. Plays an island, or thinks about it. He's like, maybe I want a different island. No, goes for a mountain.
What mountains are those? We're talking about his deck being pimped out.
Right, yeah, they're not unhinged lands, surprisingly.
Yeah. So Medina's got a lot of mana too here. Might not be as fancy as Becker's mana, but he's got quite a few options here. Still trying to do that?
Yeah, it's not.
I got aim right here. If it loads. Yeah, it did.
I installed it now. I can't log in. It's not. It keeps telling me like it's the wrong password, so I'm like trying to find it. I can't find it. Yeah, I clicked forgot password, and it's like sent you an email. I'm like, it's not in my email. not sending me an email. So I'm trying. I'm in spam.
So in dealing with the problems of not being able to find aim,
yeah, sorry about that.
Somewhere in there, oh, he must have destructive forced. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, why is there nothing on the board anymore? Did we miss something important here? But okay, so destructive force had to have happened because I can't see any reason why all the lands would be gone.
But who cast it? I know John plays it because he doesn't play it. So why did John decide to play destructive force if his opponent has all that mana, all that artifact mana?
You know what he did?
What?
I bet you he played it thinking that his Titan was still 6/6.
You're right. You might be right, yeah.
I think it's just a blatant misplay on Medina's part, which it happens to all of us. Sometimes you can't always be aware of everything that's going on in a game at once. But that might come back to bite him big time. He's on the ropes at this point, I feel. I mean, still, the other guy,
Still doesn't have a threat.
Shawn still isn't really doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, Medina's the only one playing destructive force, so yeah, he's obviously the one that played it, but I think it was a misplay.
So Medina just played destructive force, and he had an Inferno Titan out that had been clasped.
Oh.
So it killed his Titan too, and now he's just sitting here watching Shawn build up more and more and more artifact mana here.
I got crushed by some red-green aggro deck. Baron, Hero of Oxid Bridge, Summoning Trap, Gaia's Revenge, stuff like that.
Alright, so Becker has just ridiculous amounts of artifacts right now. He's got a Pyroclasm in hand. I'm not sure what else is behind there. He's also got 2 Contagion Clasps on board to proliferate his artifact mana. I believe that Chalice is on 4 counter, so he can essentially proliferate every turn if he wants. I mean, not proliferate every turn just with a Chalice, with one of the Chalices and the Contagion Clasp.
Old Sparky comes down.
Yeah, so there's Cunning Spark Mage for John. John looks like he's stuck on turn 3, whereas Shawn's on about turn 10.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, and Shawn has yet to even see a Tezzeret. Like, I mean, I don't think I haven't seen one. I haven't seen him draw one. He hasn't tried to cast one.
I want to know
there's a Tezzeret. There's a Tezzeret in his hand.
Oh wow. Okay.
So he can what does he have the mana? He's got Prophetic Prism. Yeah, he should. John's laughing about something. He's probably laughing at the fact that he cast Destructive Force. And the fact that basically he's beating himself and Shawn is somehow has not won yet. Shawn is trying to figure out how to. He's got the mana for Tezzeret, and he's not going to get countered, right? So
I think Medina has a bolt in his hand, so it's not going to live long. But
well, assuming it hopefully doesn't live long, right? I mean, for Medina's sake. Okay, so there he goes. Is he going to +1 it or -1 it? He also can proliferate, not this turn, but he Pyroclasms. So he cuts Tezzeret down to 1. I mean, down a counter, down a what? I think. I'm a little bit confused. Why is the Spark Mage not tapped, and why is he still holding the Pyroclasm? I thought he just.
I think Medina's just thinking what to target with the Spark Mage.
Okay. I think either way, like, you just kill the Tezzeret, right? Hit the Tezzeret, yeah. I mean, I don't know that Shawn activated Tezzeret yet. I didn't see him like indicate anything. And
all right, Magic players, in $10 draft number 2, $10 draft number 2, please report to the sidelines area, where Judge Jeff will get you started. And again, that is $10 draft number 2.
He +1s Tezzeret, so Tezzeret now has 3 loyalty counters. So I mean, that's why I'm saying John needed. If he has a bolt in his hand, then that's absolutely I would think if you want to take out Tezzeret, you just take out the Tezzeret.
Looks like he's going Tumble Magnet, I think. I don't see why he would pick Mox Opal right now.
Yeah, I see Tumble Magnet, I see Mox Opal, I see, was it a Scalding Tarn? Yeah, he goes Tumble Magnet into his hand. And he passes the turn. So John, on turn 4.
Yeah, right? Oh my goodness.
Seemingly turn 4. It's funny, if he would have just realized that
if
Titan was a 5/5, he would not have cast that Destructive Force. He was in a pretty good position, I think.
Yeah, we'd probably be on game 2 at this point.
Yeah. John has, 2 cards in hand? He did play a land this turn, so that's good. He plays a Jace. And
Jace will resolve. He has no color man on the other side of the board.
I mean, he's got no color.
He's got the Stoke Rebuttal in his hand.
Right, but it's not gonna, he doesn't have a way to get the blue mana. And Jace brainstorms the exact kind of thing Jace, like this is where Jace can shine when you're so far behind and you can dig for the stuff you need. It's funny though, like we said, John is so far behind, but Shawn is really what happened to the bolt that he had in his hand?
Maybe he didn't have a bolt.
Okay.
Maybe I missaw it.
Yeah, okay. Maybe that could be it.
Misviewed.
So Shawn really, I mean, he has a 3 loyalty Tezzeret on the table right now. He's like, what life total are you at? At least I think that's what they're checking.
The soda I had from breakfast tastes horrible now.
Wow, that's awesome.
Awful.
Usually that's what happens when the ice melts. Okay, so it looks like Shawn that's what he did. He proliferated Tezzeret and then ultimated Tezzeret to take John out for game 1.
That'll do it.
Maybe go to game 2. I don't know how much time's left in the round. I'm actually kind of curious. Can't be too much. That was a long game 1.
Yeah, it was.
John there.
Good-natured about it, but
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
we'll have to get him to come over here if he has time between rounds.
Oh, show.
Guys, if you're trying to play game 2, you probably should hurry up, right? I mean,
a little less conversation, a little more action, right? That's what we need right now.
I mean, it's odd though. So Shawn just won that game on the back of Tezzeret and John's own Destructive Force. Like, I'm just saying, like, here's an example of the Tezzeret deck, which was so good in the hands of Patrick Chapin. Like, we just saw him basically dig through his deck, play artifact mana after artifact mana after artifact mana, and finally stick a Tezzeret to win while John was trying to rebuild his own board. You know, like, what if John had actually played that game without making such a huge, like, kind of a mistake that affected the game so much? Like, could Shawn have even won that?
Does he take out the Destructive Force now is the question. Does he go...
I don't know. I mean, it's not
does he punish himself, for making a play like that?
The problem is that Shawn does have the Contagion clasps, and that makes the Titan into a 5/5, whether he proliferates or not.
Sure.
And so that makes the Destructive Force a little bit worse. So I think I take out the Destructive Force. So yeah, let's look at John's list. All right, John's got 4 Inferno Titan and 2 Cunning Spark Mage, a Trinket Mage, and a Clone. So that's his creature package for the moment. In his sideboard, he's got Arc Trail, Phyrexian, Revoker, another Clone, 2 Stoic Rebuttal, 4 Flash Freeze, 2 more Destructive Force, 1 Cough of the Hammer. So I mean, you want to bring in... Let's see, what do you want to do here? Destructive Force just doesn't seem good against this deck, against a deck that generates so much artifact mana. So I think he takes out the Destructive Force.
I would probably wind up adding Koth, but...
Yeah, I mean, well, Koth just seems pretty good. I don't think he needs the Spark Mage as much anymore, although it does nicely with the Bolt, alongside the Bolt against a Tezzeret that's on 4 loyalty.
It's true. I would almost leave him in.
What, the Spark Mages?
Yeah.
I mean, it's extra damage, but I just feel like almost, okay, so Phyrexian Revoker seems good right now.
Yeah.
Like, you bring in the 3 Phyrexian Revoker. I'd probably cut the, I may cut the Spark Mages and the Clone for 3 Phyrexian Revoker. Although, it would be fun to clone an Inferno Titan. It doesn't have, like, when you think about it, if he doesn't have an Inferno Titan, Clone's a dead card.
Right.
Clone is awesome against something like Thrun.
Clone's awesome against a deck that's running more creatures than a single Wormcoil engine.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I think I definitely want to bring in the Revokers. Bring in the Stoic Rebuttals, because, I mean, you are playing against a control deck that's light on counter spells. So, and really, I mean, in my opinion, light on threats. If you can just keep Tezzeret off the table, and keep Wormcoil Engine off the table, it looks like Becker has Argent Sphinx in the sideboard. And that's the only other creature. He does have a Volition Reigns, which could help against John's Inferno Titans. Also is good against Koth and Jace. If you just want to take a Planeswalker, seems good.
Yeah.
So looking at Becker's sideboard, he's got Argent Sphinx, which is great with the Metalcraft, but and he may actually decide to bring that in. He's got 3 Spreading Seas. I don't think we're going to see those come in. He's got 2 Volition Reigns, 2 Spell Pierce. He'll probably bring those in. Elixir of Immortality, I'm not so sure. If he expects... I don't really expect the game to go too long. Really can't. If it goes long, he's in good shape anyway because he won game 1.
Yeah.
He's got 2 Steel Sabotage. Steel Sabotage probably not worth playing against John with the hardly any artifacts.
Yeah.
What did John play as far as artifacts? I don't even like. He's got a Trinket Mage, so he's got
and 1 Chalice.
Basilisk Collar and a Chalice. So no point in bringing in Steel Sabotage. No point in bringing in Pyroclasm. Ratchet Bomb. I mean, Pyroclasm was decent against the Cunning Spark Mages, but I think I don't expect him to bring that in. Ratchet Bomb, kind of the same thing. Now, Lava Ball Trap. What do you think of that?
I don't know what I think of that. That's kind of crazy. It's if they play 2 lands.
It's basically good if they play a fetch land.
Yeah.
And it gets to destroy 2 target lands. So that could be nice to set John back on mana, which John again did to himself last game. But maybe that's what kind of thing Becker wants to do.
But it doesn't seem like. It seems like a bit of an expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that John's.
That. I mean, plus since he's playing Inferno Titans, the 4 damage is practically irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah, so probably not. I think basically he looks like he brings in Argent Sphinx and possibly Volition Reigns and Spell Pierces. Maybe Elixir of Immortality. So, looks like Shawn went with a turn 2 Chalice and now a turn 3 Chalice. The turn 3 Chalice on 2 counters, by the way. So next turn he'll have, if he plays a land, which I know he has an Inkmoth Nexus in his hand, he'll have 7 mana on turn 4. Pretty sick.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think there's a Tezzeret in his hand too. I think Medina at this point is just holding back to counter the Tezzeret. If he has it. Does he have the counter?
He's got a Mana Leak.
He's got a Mana Leak. So Mana Leak doesn't seem good with 7 mana coming down on turn 4.
That's true. So, okay, he crushes the big Chalice.
All right,
good call. Seems like a good plan to keep.
I figured he better have
Shawn.
some way to battle that
Yeah.
start there.
So plays an island, or what is that? I thought it was an island. I know he has an island in hand. It looks like an Evolving Wilds. Or another Scalding Tarn. That's a heck of a glare on that one.
Are you sure it's that Stirring Wildwood from the last game?
I'm pretty sure it's not. So Shawn plays a Creeping Tar Pit. He looks like, I mean, I keep trying to look at his hand, seeing Ink Moth Nexus, and then he puts his hand back together. Okay, so Ink Moth Nexus, again, it's like I can't see what he's got there. Okay,
There's
so
Sphere of Suns. I think I see an Arc Trail. I think.
Arc Trail?
No, maybe I don't.
He's not even playing Arc
It
Trail.
looked like an Arc Trail.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Scalding Tarn. Tezzeret.
Yeah, there's a Tezzeret and Ink Moth Nexus.
I think that's a
Scalding
Galvanic
Tarn.
Blast. He is playing Galvanic Blast.
Yeah, that could be that.
So I think that other card is a Galvanic Blast.
Right, so it was an Evolving Wilds. John sacked it at the end of Shawn's turn and grabbed an island. John draws. Looks like he's going to. He's got an island to play at least, if he wants. So there's an island. I feel like John has like Mana Leak, land maybe in his hand. Oh, don't play a mountain. You just played an island. Okay. Goes with Jace. Now, looks like Jace resolves, and John goes with the probably a Brainstorm. Does he Fate Seal? Brainstorms. Okay.
So I guess, well, Medina does run 2 Spell Pierces. I was gonna say,
Yeah, Spell
he
Pierce
played a
is-
land this turn, so I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
So as long as he represents Spell Pierce, hopefully.
But
well,
Shawn's
no,
got plenty of
yeah,
mana.
you're right.
That's the
You're
problem.
right.
Spell Pierce isn't going to do very much at all unless Shawn wants to play 2 spells that turn. You know,
Right.
passes the
It
turn.
looks like he might get that Tezzeret down.
Yeah, and that will probably kill Jace.
Yeah.
Essentially though, if John does have a Spell Pierce and decides to play it, no, he can still kill Jace because he's got enough mana to pay for Spell Pierce and then -1 Tezzeret to make the other artifact a dude and swing.
There is a Mana Leak in John's hand, but not with the mana to pay for it.
Yeah, John can't Mana Leak right now. He's only got a
Right.
Scalding Tarn. So Shawn can take out the Jace if he wants. He can also take out the Jace with the Creeping Tar Pit right now if he wants.
True.
But I think right now you want to play Tezzeret while you have an opening. Yeah, there he goes, Tezzeret.
Yep. Holding double Mana Leaks.
Does John have a Lightning Bolt in his hand? I thought I saw a Lightning Bolt. Is that
There
a
is a
Lightning Bolt
bolt.
right on top? So that's good. So if Shawn decides he does want to kill that Jace, John's probably going to kill Shawn's Tezzeret.
Yep.
Oh, so he +1's Tezzeret. Interesting. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't want to take out the Jace. I mean, maybe he is afraid of the Lightning Bolt.
Well, he does have that Galvanic Blast in his hand, too.
Who, Shawn?
Yeah, so he could always...
Oh, he can take out
play a
Jace
Clasp
that way.
right
I
now
forgot
and
that
then
he-
blast it.
Yeah,
And still protects his Tezzeret in the meantime.
right on. That may be what he's deciding to do. I forgot he had the Galvanic Blast. So Ink Moth Nexus hits the floor.
Did it really?
Well, he dropped it.
That's funny.
Looks like he grabbed it. So there he goes. He does play the
Metalcraft
Clasp.
active.
And he can now Galvanic Blast, which it looks like exactly what he's going to do.
Yep.
So John got some value off of the Jace with the Brainstorm. I was going to say, does he want to crack that Scalding Heart, or does he need the stuff he put on top? So in his draw step, looks like he may crack the Scalding Heart. Yeah, see? He knew there was a mountain there.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take that mountain. And then shuffle.
Well, with the Tezzeret out, things aren't looking that great for Medina. We'll see if Shawn can capitalize.
The thing is, he can at least affect the Tezzeret situation by keeping him low. You know what I mean? Like
But he does have the clasp too. At this point, he can start proliferating the Tezzeret
that's
too.
true. Yeah, now I keep forgetting. You know, I didn't see or I forgot about the clasp. So that's probably unlikely. What does John have? We know he has Bolt and probably double Mana Leak. Did he take a damage? Did he lose a life from a Scalding Tarn? He should have. I mean, I just am trying to think. Is there any reason he would have gained a life? Now John's dropping his cards. He says go. Tezzeret can actually hit drain for 8 right now, if he wants. If he wants to sack the Tez, or he could also proliferate Tezzeret and then ultimate Tezzeret. You know what I mean? Like he's going to +1 him here. But I'm saying he could proliferate Tez up to 5, ultimate it, activate the Inkmoth Nexus, and then activate the Inkmoth Nexus first, then ultimate Tezzeret for 4 artifacts. So it would drain him for 8, drain John for 8, and still leave Tezzeret there. Although it would leave him susceptible to Bolt.
This is a Prophetic Prism.
So he grabs a Prophetic Prism off the top. Tezzeret is looking pretty scary.
He activates the...
So he says, I'm going to poison you, John. You feeling a little queasy? Gives John something of an infection.
If you're just joining us, you're watching the Star City Games, Washington D.C.
Did you forget where you were?
I'll get it. I'll get it eventually. We're still working on this thing. No. So anyway, here with Star City Games Live, I'm Big Head Joe, here with Joey Pasco. Yo, MTG Taps crew in the house. We're bringing you live coverage of the Washington, D.C. Standard Open Series. We're watching the 3rd round matchup between John Medina playing blue-red Control and Shawn Becker playing the Grixis Tezzeret list that Pat Chapin made famous at Pro Tour Paris. As far as we can tell, it's pretty much identical.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little different. Chapin never played Contagion Clasp or Contagion Engine, so those are a little different.
So Medina just bolts to Tezzeret, and
Tezzeret is at 5 counters right now.
Right.
So
and he can proliferate it to give it 6.
There we go. Poison 1 over there on Medina's side.
There we go. Second bolt comes down.
All right, so
and
all right,
Tezzeret
fine.
eats it.
Tezzeret drew him a couple cards and ate a couple bolts. Alright, so Becker activates the Inkmoth Nexus. John wisely decides he wants to kill it with the Tectonic Edge. And Shawn goes with Prophetic Prism, drawing into
Black Cleave Clips.
Another card. Now, so it looks like Shawn has Volition Reins and a Spell Pierce in hand.
Yep.
Looks like he's going with the Proliferate plan right now. I think that's, is that what he just did?
He's just trying to proliferate John out.
Yeah, with the poison counter.
Yep. John Medina still has his game face on. We have here? Here comes baby Jace, which is allowed to resolve. Medina plays another island and passes the turn. End of turn Proliferate. We'll take Medina to 4 poison. I think 4 poison.
Yeah, I think 43 poison.
43 poison. He's instant.
He is really feeling pretty terrible.
Shawn activates his Creeping Tar Pit and swings in at Jace, taking him out. Medina's got a mana leak in hand. It doesn't really seem that good right now. Another Proliferate. Takes Medina to 5 poison. And there it is, Jace the Mind Sculptor in Shawn Becker's hand.
Yeah, John is really struggling. I mean,
yeah.
Now we were talking about last game with Shawn digging for threats, and now it seems like John's doing that.
Yeah.
Like John just doesn't have anything to play.
Unfortunately, that seems to be the case. He does have some counter spells. He's going to attempt a mana leak. Of course, Shawn's going to pay, which may. Well, no. I bet you that Chalice is above 4 counters at this point. Can you see how many counters it's on that?
I can't tell.
Well, at least 3, because he just tapped to pay for the leak.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Second mana leak comes down, which will also...
It's like, I'm trying to just make you use your mana for now.
Apparently that Chalice is on 5, because he just tapped 1 Spell Pierces thing.
Deckless? Oh yeah, didn't even realize we still had this.
Alright. Well, John seems to be in a spot right now.
Yeah, his deck doesn't look like it's really performing very well. You know, it's we saw it last game where it looked like he had to mulligan to 5. He did have openings because Shawn was not really putting too much threatening on the board.
Right.
But John just made a misplay with the Destructive Force, which killed his own Titan because the Titan had gotten a -1/-1 counter from a Contagion class.
Right.
So that was last game. This game, Shawn had an early Tezzeret, which John eventually dealt with, but in the meantime, it's allowed Shawn to build up heck of a board presence. Meanwhile, John is really not seeing much, you know, in the way of threats, and even his answers are failing him. You know, like they're really not doing very much. You know, mana leaks right now, even a double mana leak, Shawn was able to pay for it to get a Jace the Mind Sculptor into play. Although, did he spell pierced one of them? Is that what happened?
He spell. Well, first he went. Are you talking about to resolve the Jace?
Yeah.
He went mana leak.
Yeah, Joe's going to do it.
He went mana leak, which he paid. Mana leak, he paid.
And then
Stoic Rebuttal.
John tried to play Stoic Rebuttal.
Yeah.
That's what I missed. Okay. So, let's see. This is just looking pretty crazy. John did manage, it looks like, to crush the Contagion class that was in play. He preordained into a crush, I think. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Preordained into crush, and took out the Contagion class. So, Proliferate's no longer an option, although Shawn is, he's got a Jace over there with, I don't know how many counters. It looks like more than 5, maybe more than 6. I can see a die with 5 on it. It almost looks like Jace has 10 counters on it, but which is quite a possibility judging from the proliferate that was happening. Okay, so he's going to Fate Seal. So no, Jace does not have 10 counters on him. He may now have close to 10. It's hard to tell how many counters, how many pips are on that blue die.
Just cash both of us up here.
It's fine. Just write down on there.
Write what?
Just write 10 and 10. Put dollars for people know. So it looks like some tar pits. Looks like they creeping tar pit attack action.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is time in round 3. Time in round 3. Please proceed to additional turns.
Jace kills a Jace.
Once again, this is the end of the round in round 3.
Okay, so he got the clasp off the board. That's good.
Yeah, that's time in the round, and John is down a game and looking like he's going to be down 2 games. So yeah. It doesn't even matter right now. But we got Evan Irwin joining us.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am battling in this tournament. John Medina texted me, emailed me his deck. This blue-red, like big creatures, 4 Infernal Titans, magic goodness. Which seemed really neat, but apparently he has 5 poison. Oh, from the Inkmoth Nexus. This is Tezzeret?
It was the Inkmoth Nexus connected once, and Contagion class proliferated him up to 5.
Wow.
Becker's list is very similar to Chapin's list, except he's playing 2 Contagion class and 1 Contagion engine. So
Contagion engine?
Yeah.
Hello.
So, although I don't know that he kept it in for game 2, we haven't seen it either game, but
that's fair.
Yeah.
So at this point, the Tezzeret deck, they're using their Sphere of Suns to do something. They're filtering mana through Prophetic Prism. This is going to be really interesting. They're activating 2. So now they're just going to kill him with Creeping Tar Pits.
Yeah.
That's the goal. All right.
He's going to get him to 1.
Life.
Right.
And this is like turn 1 or turn 0.
Yeah.
He's got Volition Rings.
There's a slag too. That'll kill him. Yeah. He's like, I'm killing myself. Yeah.
He will instead kill himself. Frown on the stack. Frown resolves.
Yeah. Well, see, I think really what won that match for Shawn was Contagion class.
Wow.
And John's misplays a little bit. In game 1, Shawn played a Contagion class while John had an Inferno Titan on board. So he made the Titan a 5/5. John, I think misplayed. No, I'd like to actually hear from him. Played a destructive